Hey there, Lou Brutus once again at Rockfest, Wisconsin. This time with OTEP, from the band OTEP, fresh off the stage, and a lot of crazy-ass people who like ganged around you as soon as you walked off stage. Tell me about the set today, and then tell me about all the fan reaction as you came off.
Oh, the set was amazing. I mean, the crowd was insane. We were on fire, and it just felt remarkable. I mean, we feed off the crowd's energy.
Yeah.
So whatever they give us, we give back like 1,000 times more. So it was really, really wonderful. And then, meeting a lot of the fans after the show. Some of them have never heard of us, and they were like blown away by it. Some of them are diehard fans who've been with us since the first record, and they were all just like so appreciative, and they just were like, "You guys killed it," and we were just like so proud to hear that, and really grateful to be here at Rockfest.
And for the folks who've been following you and follow the message and messages that you put across, what kind of feedback, what kind of words do you get back from them?
A lot of people thank me because they feel like they don't have a voice to speak out against certain things that happen in our culture or what's going on with our government right now, or just because they live in red states, or they don't have the I guess the courage to really speak for themselves. So they always thank me for that, and that keeps empowering me to want to keep speaking out on things that I think are important, that protect the working class and the working poor, and I believe in democracy, and I believe that it's worth fighting for, and the fans, their response, their support, it just continues to empower me to keep going.
The new album has the title spelled with a K, Kult.
That's right.
45.
Yeah.
Were you surprised nobody had used that for anything before?
I was, actually. Yeah. I was. But
that was one of those, why didn't anybody think of that before things when I saw it?
It was really, it just came to me because, this is the first time since desegregation, I think we've seen such a rise in hate groups and being so visible. And I mean, I think the Klan took out a full page ad for recruitment in Virginia somewhere. For me, I thought it was just like, it just seemed appropriate because that's what he stands for. I think Resident Chump is a racist, and I think that he panders to those people, and he empowers them, and he makes them feel like they belong in this country, which they don't. Because we already kicked the shit out of the fascists, we kicked the shit out of the Nazis, and we kicked the shit out of the Confederates too. So I don't know why all these people want to be on the side of the surrenders, but apparently they do. They like that, We have a song on the new record where the chorus is, if you're a Nazi believer, why don't you follow your leader, find a bunker and follow your leader, So I'm waiting on that to happen.
To the Gallows is the first tune that you've released from it.
Indeed.
Why was that the first tune that you thought? I
think that it was a good introduction to what the record was going to be about. Yeah. And we had a little bit of fun, poking fun at Resident Chump. But I also, I think that it was important to show that, at one time, if you committed treason in this country, they drug you to the gallows, and so I know we've evolved a little bit since then, but I really wanted, I think, to set up the record so that people understood the message, and also, even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, the musicality of it is so wonderful that I think you're still going to enjoy the record.
How do you take, and I've asked this of other artists before, how do you take very serious subjects and subjects that you are passionate about, but again are super serious, but still turn them into good songs and entertaining songs, and not just sound like you're preaching at somebody?
Yeah, that is a difficult thing. It really is, because you don't want to do that. The trick is you want them to see the other side without them feeling like they're being, fingers are being pointed at them that they're wrong. In fact, I was speaking to someone recently who, when he first heard Warhead, which was against George W. Bush, he's like, I hated you, I couldn't stand you, I couldn't believe that you were speaking out against the president. And he said, but something kept bringing me back to that song. And then once I started to really hear the lyrics, I understood the other side. And that's what I think the power of music does, because not a lot of people are going to sit around and watch a documentary, or even read a book, or pay attention to the news or the newspapers, but they'll listen to music. And so I think it's important as a writer that you condense it into something that is universal so that people can understand it, but at the same time, they're being shown something that might challenge their beliefs, and without it being too preachy.
There have been artists who have been very successful at it, like yourself, the Dead Kennedys, who were one of my favorite punk bands as a kid. Got to see him a few times, original lineup. That was always good.
Oh, man.
Rage Against the Machine, of course, is a great, more modern example.
Yeah.
You guys cover Wake Up in the set. Tell me why it was that song in particular, because there's a lot of Rage songs I think you could have done well.
That's right,
but
yeah.
why that one?
Thank you. Well, I think that, in a land where it seems like a lot of people are still asleep, we wanted to wake them up. And so that was why that song, I think, was really important to us. Plus, the message in the song, too, about giving the power back to the have-nots, which is, again, the working class, the working poor, trying to remember that that's the backbone of our society, trying to remind people that. And again, that song was written in, I think, 91, and it's still, to this day, is just as important as it was then. But for us, we labored over trying to pick just the right song that would fit the album, the message as well. And this one just seemed to stand out, and the crowds go insane for it, and who wouldn't? It's a Rage song, so. And we do it with all respect to them, by the way.
Plus, you've got a slamming band because you need that
That's
in order
right.
to pull that thing off.
These are the best musicians I've ever played with, and I've had a lot of musicians over my career, but each, and that was one of the things that when we went in to write and record the record, because we co-produced it, me and my guitar player Aristotle, and we wanted it to be ours. We wanted it to be pure, and there were two rules. One, there's no rules, and the second one is let the music take you wherever. Don't think about genres. Don't think about anything else. Just let the music take you where it wants to take you. And so, and I wanted every instrument to speak, because these guys are so talented. And I think sometimes they get a little overshadowed because I'm the girl that goes grrr, is what they call me, as well as a lot of other things. But I just wanted to make sure that these guys, their voices were heard through their music as well. So, and I think we were very successful at that with this record.
OTEP, one last thing,
Sure.
sort of a lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
You are, I don't know if you would describe yourself as a gym rat.
I am.
But out of the folks I know and follow, you always make me feel like shit because I'm looking at you working out every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, laying around eating Cheetos. Tell me about your workout regimen. Tell me about what you eat as well.
Well, I'm a vegan.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that vegans can't lift heavy because they don't have the right protein sources, but the strongest land mammals on the planet are all vegan. Elephants, when people say they want to be strong as an ox, well, an ox is a vegan. So I eat a lot of vegan protein powders. Two of them is Conscious Muscle protein powder, and then also MRM Veggie Elite, which is a good protein powder for after post-workout. Aristotle's also my fitness guru.
Yeah.
So what we do is basically Olympic lifting. So we do a lot of powerlifting, and we try to manage ourselves so that we don't. For me especially, because I'm always wanting to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So he's always like, slow down. But I do squats, front squats, deadlifts. I think my personal best on a back squat is 250. I think my personal best on a deadlift is 335. My personal best on a front squat, where you cross your arms this way and you put the bar across here and you do the rest of a regular squat, is 185. So that's a full-grown person. But I love the gym. I think that it's a way of it's relieving stress. It's also a good way to, as a writer as well, to kind of cut off that this brain that's constantly, my brain especially, is constantly in motion. Cut that off and go back into the subconscious. And when I'm especially in a writing mode, that helps a lot to do that, to like just lose myself in the gym, and then suddenly an idea will come along, and plus the endorphins are great. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, we're a lot more alike than I thought because last night I was lifting cheese curds.
All
and
right.
they were pretty heavy.
There we
so,
go.
You know,
All right.
There we go. We're good. Listen, it's always great to talk to you. It's always interesting to hear what you say.
Thank you.
And good luck with the new album, Kult 45 OTEP. I'm Lou Brutus. We are backstage at Rockfest, Wisconsin. Very heavy cheese curds here.